Hi everybody, let's review this Neewer, or Newer with two E's, lighting setup. These are the 2-pack of the dimmable 5600K USB LEDs. So these are video lights with adjustable tripod stands and color filters and low angle shooting. So, when we open up the box, we've got the one light. It's about the size of my hand. And obviously the other one's about the size of my hand. We also have the filters to change the color of the light if need be. A couple of instruction manuals. And under here we have the tripods. So this is everything that comes with it. Let's get the box out of the way. So now let's take a look at the tripods first of all. So move these out of the way, get one tripod out of the tripod. So this one opens up. This one, alright, looks like a hand. It's got a little mount on the top, so I'm assuming it's going to go this way. Or we have the tripod itself with 2 legs. So these are made of plastic, and so it's not like the heaviest material I've ever seen, but not too shabby. Looks like it'll get the job done. Looks like we probably have the bottom here that will screw onto the base, which we do. So the base is on. Now this is going to telescope up. Cool. And now let's take a look at attaching the light to the telescoping arm. So that's how you make the tripod. The bottom has the little threads here on the bottom. So looks like we're going to have to spin it around on this, and then that nut locks it in the position. So it's probably be easier if the stand was closed, so we can just spin the stand as well to get it on there. And now we tighten this up, finish it off. So now, this little arm here controls the angle. There's a top here where you can pull the diffuser in and out. And again, we're going to open up the tripod again, set it down. We have the controls here all wired up in a USB. So now we're going to go ahead and plug this into my little DIY battery we got going on, which will output enough voltage to run this light. And so we turn it on, we've got power. So we hit on. Alright, we got light. It's diffused nicely. Wow. Yeah, max brightness is pretty bright. That's bright enough that it's causing me to squint a little. So, yeah, this is just the one. So, I think what we're going to do is set these up in the positions that I'm going to want them, and we'll do a before and after of what I look like and see how it improves the lighting. Okay guys, so let's talk a little bit about how this lighting works. So this is my old lighting setup. So as you can see, it's a little, with the virtual background, it's getting a little grainy over here around me. You can see that on my waistline right here, I've got a light underneath my desk. And what that's doing is shining light onto the green screen over here, so it's not faded at an awkward color, because then you can kind of see it. And then I've got a lamp with the shade taken off to my right, an over the head light that's on the ceiling fan, and then I've got a little circle light behind the camera that is mounted to my display, and it's real tiny, not super bright. So this is what my display looks like before I upgrade to these lights. And if I kind of scroll in or scoot in, you can see But now you can't really see that there's a light underneath me. It's still a little grainy in the back, but it's better that way. But a lot of times I'm sitting, back in a relaxed position, and you can see this. So you can see if I go ahead and turn this light off that's underneath my desk, you see now the background the green screen isn't as lit up. So now over here, we've got, this black shade behind me, and even over here a little bit towards the bottom, we're getting some weird graininess. So this is the reason that I upgraded to these new lights. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get up, I'm going to turn off that lamp, and then I'm going to turn off the light behind my monitor, and then I'm going to turn on the new lights and show you the difference. So we're going to get up here and we're going to lamp off. So now, it's even worse. No lighting, you can see that behind my green screen I got a window back here. Those are little slats from the light coming through in the window. If I turn off the one behind the camera, now it's even worse. The green of the green screen isn't so green. I still have the light on the ceiling fan, but that's normally on anyway. So now let's talk about the lights that we just purchased and we just unboxed. So if I click on one of them, that's just one. So one light almost completely eliminates all the problem. And now you can see over the right side of my head here, you got a little bit of shade because the light is coming from over here and it's going back over that one. So I've got another light over here, which should counteract that shading. And there we go. So now, sitting, I have almost no background issues whatsoever. And then if I go ahead and turn on the light, it's right in the middle. The little ring light I was talking about. So now I've eliminated the lamp. I've eliminated the light underneath the desk, so I don't have the weird lighting on my shirt. And now just a couple of tweaks within OBS, and I'll be perfect to go. So I'm going to put a link to these lights I just purchased. Well worth the money. It took me a second, but with the stands, when you put them up, you twist them to the right. The instructions are actually written right on them. Twist them to the right and lock them into their position. Then you're good to go, but for lack of better words, it's a night and day difference when on a Zoom call or when doing a recording by having this appropriate lighting as far as how I come off in a video. So it definitely makes me stand out amongst other people in networking events. So I would strongly encourage to get, a green screen and some good lighting. And it's important to point out that these lights use a 5-volt and 2-amp USB power supply. So any power supply from your average cell phone, the little power block over the last couple of years would probably work just fine on it. It would say 5V and then a dash and 2 amp, say 10 watts on it somewhere. What I have is this right here. I made sure, I've had this for a couple of years now, great device. What it does is it has 6 ports and then it has a cord that plugs right into the wall. So I've got like my tablet plugged into it, a phone when I'm sitting at my desk, a couple of my lights, the power supply to one of my USB hubs. So I would encourage one of these. I will leave the link in the chat, but this will definitely power both lights without any sort of problem, as well as any other USB device that you would want to be powered. You can absolutely use this for. So I just wanted to make sure that I brought that up for everybody because there is no power brick that comes in the box of these lights. So you're either plugging it into your computer, plugging it into USB ports on a display or a hub, or you're plugging it into a couple of cell phone charger type blocks, which are taking up 2 charging ports and are by a power supply or surge protector somewhere, or you get one of these USB hubs, the little USB wall charger that I just showed that has the 6 ports. You can plug it in leave it on your desk, plug both lights into it, and anything else. So thanks everybody for watching the channel. Please subscribe to the channel and like this video if you found it useful. If you decide to get these lights, please use the link in the description below because it helps support the channel. Thanks everybody.